share with you my tips and tricks to get you out of transition quick. Of course, I want to do well in the swim, bike, run, but I also pride myself in how I can do my transitions, T1 and T2. I am consistently ranked towards the top in my transition times, and I want to show you just how it's done. Everything that I need for my transition is in this bag, and nothing that I don't. Remember, your space is very limited when it comes to the spacing around your bike and the space that you have to work with. So you don't want to pack a whole lot of stuff, nothing extra that you don't need. So I have my towel. I like to have a bright, vibrant towel so that when I'm running towards my bike, I've got a visual, something that I can kind of point out and spot quickly. So that's why we go with the bright towel. And you know, I love the color orange. Cycling hat, running hat, glasses, bib, cycling shoes, running shoes and socks, extra nutrition, and base salt. So let me show you how I lay all this out. First up in T1, we're gonna need helmet and cycling shoes. So on your shoes, I always make sure that they're open and ready for my feet to slide in. If they're closed, you're just wasting time having to open them up, so make sure that they're open. So I have my shoes laid out, but the first thing I'm putting on when I get into transition is going to be my helmet. I'm gonna lay it into my shoes, on top of my shoes, so that when I'm coming into T1, I'm gonna just grab it and put it directly on my head. So make sure it's in the right position, your clasps are unlocked, because you don't wanna do any extra fiddling that you don't have to. So here's T1. I have everything I need. So let's lay out what I'm going to need for T2. Running shoes. And a little tip here on my running shoes. I cut the laces and I added these little bubble dots. And these little bubbles, you just string your laces through. And so you keep them kind of loose, and once you do get them onto your feet, you just quickly tighten them up. So there's no tying of the laces. Any little advantage, let's take it. I have my shoes laid out. And I have a sock for each shoe. So I'm gonna take each sock and I'm going to roll it up and I'm gonna place it inside my shoe. So when I get to T2, I can quickly just slip my foot on and then roll up the sock. All right, I have both my socks placed into my shoes. I'm gonna leave a little bit of room to the side of my shoes. That's where I'm gonna put my hat, my running glasses, and my race bib. I'm gonna put my running glasses and my bib inside my hat. I'm gonna just set it right there. One other thing I do like to take on the run with me, typically because we do a lot of hot races, I like to carry base salt with me, just a little extra sodium kick along the way. One other thing I do like to lay out in my transition is extra nutrition. Now I do pack all my nutrition for the bike on my bike, but I always want to be safe, and in case I've lost something on the bike, I'll have something quickly in T2 that I can take in if, for the unseen reason, that I do lose any nutrition on the bike. This is how I lay it out. I'm ready for T1 with my cycling shoes and helmet, and then behind that I have my T2 ready to go with my running shoes, socks, hat, glasses, and bib. There it is. This is the bag I use to carry all of this stuff with me into the transition area. I'm gonna fold it up, I'm gonna place it towards the back of my bike, kind of underneath it. Because again, there's gonna be multiple bikes racked up on this bike rack, and you really don't have a lot of space to work with. No more than the space that you see right here. So how does it look in real speed? Envision that I just got out of the water, I just made it to my transition area. I'm gonna kneel down, gonna get my helmet on, slide my foot into one shoe, into the other, and then I'm gonna come around, I'm gonna unrack it. Keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff in transition, kind of pick it up and over, and I'm out of T1. Done with a bike ride, had an amazing ride. I'm gonna rack my bike into T2. Gonna be careful of all the stuff that might be in the T transition area. Gonna take my helmet off, kind of put it back to the back, kind of so it's out of the way, because you don't want other athletes tripping over it or anything. Got my first sock, rolling it up my foot just like that. Shoe, I'm gonna quickly tighten it. Second sock, second shoe. Got the bubbles. I'm grabbing this and my base salt. Boom, and I'm out. So I have all this stuff in my hands. You're probably wondering, when am I gonna put this on? So as I'm running to run out from my transition area, I'm gonna take my base salt and put it into my kit where there's a little side pocket. That's where that's gonna go. And then as I'm still running, I'm gonna get my hat, put it on, glasses, get those on. And while I'm still running, I'm still gonna take my bib, slide it over my head and on, and I'm making my way out. All that happens as I'm running out to run out. No wasted time, and I'm in and out quick. These are my tips and tricks to get you in and out of transition quickly. So if you liked what you saw, give us a like, share it with a friend, and if you've got any speedy questions, drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.